Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So in this video I want to cover some upcoming events within Neverwinter, some tips on how to prepare and make the most of them, and we'll see what's expected within the next few months. So in game we can check our calendar, and we can see that in 53 days we'll be getting the Protector's Jubilee. This is the anniversary event for Neverwinter, and this year it will be the 10th anniversary. 10 years running. With it, we'll be able to claim some free items. So just a heads up in case you were going to go buy one of these, we'll be obtaining a free legendary companion choice pack with the Mystigog, the Lich, Pseudo-Dragon, Abyssal Chicken, and Icosahedron Ion Stone. So if you're patient and you do want to have one of those companions, you could wait until then and you can claim it for free. Does not look like it will be account wide, so if you still want the account wide variants, you might need to look for them elsewhere. Otherwise, it's just 75 companion tokens. And very nicely, you actually get 30 days of free VIP with that. That's pretty generous. That's a value of 30 enchanted keys, plus then all the rerolls you get with that across all your characters, along with some gold if you sell the potions for silver. The Protector's Jubilee, from what we know of it, there's going to be more of an importance on the Protector hospitalities that you can obtain through the Protector's bounty rewards. I have a whole bunch of them stored up from previous years, just not using them. Basically, you give each other gifts, much like you did with the Winter Festival with all those lanterns. And the more gifts you give, the better the rewards you receive in return when other people give you gifts. Pretty neat, but we'll have to see what they'll do with the update. And Protector's Bounties used to give like vouchers for the Zen market, and that was a great time to have saved up a bunch of Zen, and everybody would do that every year, saving for that time and then getting lots of deals. Unfortunately, it does not seem they're going to be adding back those vouchers anytime soon. I assume it probably only hurts them financially by doing so, since there are a lot of players like myself who will just save and wait for the best time. But looking through the rest of the calendar there, we can see that on May the 4th we'll be getting the Day of the Dungeon Master. This is nice because we'll be able to get our tokens of participation, tokens of achievement, and tokens of challenge again. Maximum of 7 tokens of challenge, which I'll generally be spending on overloads. But there's a bunch of progression rewards you can obtain with that, like upgrade tokens, legendary insignias, and then you can even get your account-wide mythic companions and legendary mounts. Good to see it returning. Perhaps they might even update it so we can farm some event food with that. Who knows, but you'll get double Descent into Avernus with that. Now, also on May the 4th, you get double the refining stones. So at this point, that's when you want to begin your Dreadring farming again. You'll go to your Dreadring lairs depending on the schedule, and you'll get your enchanting stones, and you'll get twice as many, and that's why you wait for that event to do it. So if you need those enchanting stones, make sure you go do your quests within Dreadring or farm the Dread Legion skirmish, and you can get your Vanguard scripts to buy your Thayan lair keys, which you'll need again to access those lairs to get those enchanting stones. Just again, wait for when the drops are doubled during times 2 refining stones. And then the next week after that, we get double legacy campaigns, which is where you can go and farm those campaigns to get the currency. And right now, again, Dreadring will probably be the best one to farm your Vanguard scripts, again, for those keys. But yeah, then you're gonna have to wait for the next event to actually spend those keys. And of course, you can just take advantage of that to get double the progression on any of these campaigns, to basically just get your boon points, so you'll be able to complete them twice as fast during that week. Just make sure to take advantage of the first part from Thursday to Sunday, and then from the Monday to that next Thursday, make sure again to go back to the campaigns, and you can basically get 2 weeks of double currency from those campaigns. Basically completing all the 4-week-long campaigns like Ravenloft, Descent into Avernus, where it only takes 4 weeks to get through the entire story. Then it's just farming for the boons. Unfortunately, we don't have then the 2-week alignment of farming, let's say, Descent into Avernus for Juma bags. Yes, that's kind of a rip now. Because, yeah, Juma is gone. He's gone to the new zone. He's no longer here. But May the 18th, this is when you get your Stronghold event. double guild marks, double influence, double shards. Unfortunately, we don't get like cost reduction then as well, it seems. So that's when you want to be donating to your guild. Anytime outside of double guild marks, you're kind of losing out on a lot of value by donating to your guild. So you wait, you sit on top of all of those vouchers until that time, and then you donate. During that week, you can farm twice as much influence as well by doing guild events like Marauders, your heroics, but still outside of that you can farm the influence on every character. Then oddly enough, on June the 15th we again get double refining stones, so that's with like a month of each other there. You also get leaps and bounds. That's just your progression event. That's this up here. When you kill enemies and do quests and such, you'll fill this progression, and it's basically like overflow XP, and then you get rewarded when it gets to 100%. And this is the Neverwinter anniversary, so we get a lot of events at the same time, including claiming those free rewards. We get a title, you get a legendary companion choice back, and a V.I.P. Very nice. And we'll also get Dungeon Delver's Delights with that as well, increasing the drop rates on those premium rewards, big air quotes. Basically upgrade tokens, mounts, companions, anything of real value you get in chests, to be honest. Just excluding like the items, like the exclusive neck, waist and artifact sets you'd get, or rings, etc. Those are generally specific to a certain dungeon, trial or skirmish, and so won't have an increased drop rate. And then yeah, the Protector's Jubilee. There'll be more info on that when it gets closer to the time, but just wanted to give you a heads up and some insights. Not much to prepare for here, to be honest, other than, yeah, prepare for your Dreadring farming with the double refining stones, and save onto all your guild donation stuff, your vouchers, your influence. Save that for May the 18th. Again, these things are still open to change. They might add some events. I would have liked to seen the trade bar event returning within at least 2 months, but it seems not. And also the Asher Lockbox, I'd like them to update that with like the Feral Raptor or Black Death Scorpion. Those are 2 pretty sought after companions that are just really expensive at the moment. If the Black Death Scorpion got a bit more accessible, then DPS players could be using it, as it deals quite significant damage along with supporting the team, and that gives the room for healers and tanks to use more buffing and debuffing companions. But with that aside, we'll see what happens. And on a last note, just as a reminder, be aware of your battle pass. The current one, which is Precipice of War, the first part is ending when the second part starts at May the 2nd. So if you're free to play and are not intending to buy the premium pass, make sure you get your work done with regards to doing your locked on event, skirmish and dungeon queue to get your XP, to get your free rewards. Again, you only have until May the 2nd for the first part, and then the second part will last only until June the 6th, with that final third part ending ultimately on July the 18th. You might have actually 1 week less than that if you're free to play. I haven't double checked that yet, but just be aware of the start and end dates of those. If you have the premium pass, then yeah, you can complete them all at once during the last month of the 4th part. Massive thank you again to all of these channel members for their continued support, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.